Okay, so you may remember a few weeks ago I broke my Acebeam T20 by dropping it like it was hot. By dropping it, I shaved the LED emitter itself horizontally. It would only occasionally light if I pressed on it with my finger, which may be how flashlights are operated in the future. I don't know. Since the copper board is a custom size, I decided to order another emitter on a copper board because that was all that was available at the time from Mountain Electronics. So it's going to add another step to this repair. In the video, I removed the emitter from one copper MCPCB and put it on the Acebeam board. Okay, so I sort of screwed up and forgot to press record when I took the emitter off of the donor board, but basically I take a lighter and hold it so the flame is an inch or two away from the board. It heats the copper board up and makes the solder liquid. First I put a pair of tweezers on the outside and gently place a bit of pressure on it so when the solder liquefies, you can lift it right off. Be careful, these XPL-HI, stands for high intensity, emitters are pretty fragile without a dome. But basically, you can dome in the morning or dome at night. I put then a tiny bit of solder on the three traces where the LED was on the Acebeam board. I put both of these boards side by side with my helping hands so I could get the polarity right. If you put the LED on backwards, basically you're going to kill the LED whenever you put power through it. Okay, so I've removed the dead emitter from the T20 board. Then I do the same and lift the XPL LED off of the donor board. Then I reheat up the Acebeam board once again and place the LED on it exactly the way it came off of the other board. Okay, that's all there is to it. Well, it's a bit hard to get that board lined up with those three traces if you have the shakes like me, but it needs to heat up and be square and perfectly flat when the solder solidifies. Now put the newly reflowed LED and MCPCB back into the Acebeam, solder the positive and negative. Seriously, I make this look way easier than it is. There was a lot of fumbling around that I cut out. And make sure you're more careful with it next time, idiot. And in case anyone wants to know about the before and after results of the throw and lumen output, I'll give those too. In stock form, the Acebeam T20 has a slightly warm tint between 37 to 3800 Kelvin. Originally, I measured using FL1 standards an output of 1,380 lumens with a candela of 264,580 with a rated throw of 1,028 meters, which was impressive. Now I have a tint of about 4,700 to 4,900 Kelvin, so it's going to be slightly more neutral, and the light outputs to 1,445 lumens at 267,560 candela for a rated throw of 1,034 meters, which is an improvement. So feel free to do this if you'd like, slightly more neutral of a tint with a little bit better of an output, although you'll be hard pressed to see any difference other than the tint visually. But honestly, I wouldn't have done this mod because it's a pain in the ass for not much gain. I personally like the tint the way it was. Okay, I hope this was helpful, YouTubes. If you like this, subscribe to my channel. If you don't, sorry.